Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will discuss about the thoracic cage and we will talk about the bones of the thorax. That means we will start with the sternum, then we will study the ribs, then and the vertebra. Okay, so let's start with the thoracic cage. At first, what is thorax? The thorax, it is the upper part of the trunk and it extends from the root of the neck to the abdomen. And the cavity of the trunk is divided by the diaphragm into upper part, that is the thoracic cavity, and a lower part, that is known as the abdominal cavity. So we will know about the thoracic cavity. First we have to know what is thoracic cage. A cage, the thorax is supported by a skeletal framework called thoracic cage, and it provides attachment to the muscles of the thorax, upper extremity, back and diaphragm. It is elastic and osteocartilaginous in nature. Now, at first formation of the thoracic cage, anteriorly there will be sternum, posteriorly there will be 12 thoracic vertebra and intervening intervertebral disc, and laterally 12 pairs of ribs and associated 12 pairs of costal cartilage. Now let's see what are they. So this is the thoracic cage, and anteriorly there is the sternum, posteriorly there is 12 there are thoracic vertebra. Okay, 12 number thoracic vertebra from 1 to 12 with their intervening intervertebral disc. This is the intervertebral disc, and on each side there is 12 pair of ribs as well as the costal cartilage. The sky blue color is the costal cartilage and the cream color is the ribs. Okay, so this is the thoracic cage. Now come to the shape of the thoracic cage. The shape of the thoracic cage is narrow in the above, but it is broad in the lower end. Now if we see a transverse section of the thorax, this is a transverse section of the thorax. In case of adult, it is wider because its transverse diameter is more than the anterior posterior diameter. So this is the characteristics of an adult thoracic cage. And if we see a child, it looks like a round shape or kidney shape, because look at that, this is anterior posterior diameter and the transverse diameter is same. So this is the transverse section of thoracic cage of adult, and this is of a child. Okay, so in the transverse section in the adult thorax is kidney shaped, and here the transverse diameter is more than the anterior posterior diameter, and in the transverse section of the thorax of the infant below the age of 2 years is circular. Okay, because its transverse diameter and anterior posterior diameter is equal. So you can see this is the extension of the thorax. Above it is up to the root of the neck, and below it is separated from the abdomen by a diaphragm. Okay, so this is the thoracic cavity. So you can have a look on the differences between the thoracic cavity in the adult and thoracic cavity in the infant. Now come to the what is thoracic inlet.